It was really solid. You know, I can't really compare, but definitely, you know, one of our better wins of the year, and because we're playing against the best team in the league, and I just thought we competed and did a really good job defensively. Tried to you know, make things as tough as possible for them, and we gutted it out. I mean, Steph and Klay obviously had it rolling, so we were making shots, but there were points in the game that things were not necessarily going our way, and I thought the guys hung in there really well.
As you kind of discussed the various cross matches to open the game, how did you land on Klay guarding Tatum, and then what did you just think of really his first 6 minutes guarding Tatum but also scoring?
Yeah, I mean, I thought Klay was great. You know, he's an excellent defender and he's strong. That's probably his best attribute is just his size and his ability to be able to withstand you know, an athlete, a player like Tatum who's big and strong and athletic. So. And then it felt right just because, you know, you got Looney and Draymond behind the play, and they're our best rotators and communicators. So I thought Klay did an excellent job.
Don't want to make too much of a regular season game, of course, but could you feel that there was a bigger buzz in the arena tonight?
Yeah, definitely. Crowd was excited. We were excited. I mean, you know, just the feeling of going against the team that you just played in the finals, and especially the way they've played this year. They've just been, you know, so good, so dominant, and so I thought we needed a game like that. You know, we've been a little bit stuck in the mud, and it feels like we've gotten better over the last few weeks, but you know, not a whole lot to show for it. So this was an important win for us.
You knew, you know, without Wiggins that Kuminga was going to have a pretty big role on this. Put him out there in the middle of this game. What did you think of his focus, his energy, his whole game?
I thought J.K. was great. I mean, you know, just his athleticism and size and strength, to be able to bring him off the bench and put him on either Brown or Tatum, and then the way he can switch and stay in front of people, you know, whether it's those two I just mentioned, or Marcus Smart, or Brogdon, or, you know, the guys, Derek White, the guys who are attacking. J.K. has really helped solidify our defense and given us another weapon that we can put on the best players on the opponent.
Steve, Joe mentioned how hard you guys were closing out on their shooters. What kind of led you to take that approach against them, given that they might be able to, you know, go by guys or, you know, take advantage of that with passing? Well,
they're the number one shooting team in the league from three, 40%. So you have to get out there and challenge. You can't let them set their feet. And I thought they missed some that they would normally make. It wasn't all us, but our guys did a good job of playing with a lot of energy and trying to challenge, and then, you know, pull in behind the play. That's the real challenge against them is, you know, you still have to help. If you run them off the three-point line, you've got to bring help, and then you got to get back to three-point shooters after they move the ball. So we did a pretty good job of keeping them from getting into a good rhythm, but you know, that's just, it's one game, and it wasn't their best night for sure, but it's a good night for us.
What do you think overall just did work against Tatum defensively again?
I mean, we just, you know, try to make things as difficult as possible. He's such a great player, and you know, I thought we closed out on him pretty well. I mean, he got 9 3-pointers, but I thought a lot of them were off the dribble. It felt like half of those were off the dribble, and those are much tougher for everybody. Doesn't matter who you are. So we just tried to stay active and stay in front of him and bother him as best we could.
Another Klay question. There was a segment where even with Draymond and Kuminga in and just Jalen in, you put Klay on Jalen when almost any other time I think you would have put Draymond or Kuminga on Jalen. Was that a reward for Klay, or was it just because you felt he had it going that way?
Yeah, Klay loves taking the best guys. I mean, that's he takes great pride in that. And you know, he was playing so well. It was just, yeah, let's keep the matchup.
Another big game for Looney. It seems like you just plug him in. He does the same thing, solid every night. Just another kind of typical game for him.
Yeah, they threatened. They got it to 8, I think, with 5.5 minutes left, and I took the timeout, and we got Looney back in the game. He just has a way of calming things, settling the game down because he rebounds, because he defends. He does such a great job communicating. So it was great to be able to go to him to close the game, and it felt like as soon as he got back in the game, you could feel the change. We settled down. We got a couple stops, a couple buckets in transition, and took control.
Donte with a plus 20, and he's obviously very tough out there and on the ball. Is he showing, yourself and all the main guys that this is a guy you can count on for real tough stuff?
Yeah, he's such a great rebounder. He's a guy who, a little bit like Steph, the shot goes up, and Donte is heading to the place where the ball is going to end up. And same thing on loose balls. He's the first guy there, and that's such a valuable quality to have for a player. And then he really loves taking on the defensive challenge. He puts a lot of pressure on the ball, and he's a difference maker for us. I've said it a few times, but what you want off the bench is energy. You want to feel a player's presence when they come off the bench, and that's how Donte makes an impact. He just instantly you can see him flying around, getting rebounds, getting loose balls, and making plays.
How do you kind of, as you look forward, view this road trip? It's 6 games, pretty crunched, a couple back-to-backs. Just how big a challenge is what's ahead?
Yeah, it's a huge challenge. I think what the good thing for us is that nobody's running away with the West. So we're 14-13. We've probably lost 3 or 4 games we very easily could have won, but we lost for a reason. We weren't really ready to win close games. I didn't think we were solid enough, and I'm hoping that this is a sign that we're getting there, and it'll be a great test to go out on the road for 6 games against really quality opponents and see if we can, have a successful trip. And I like where we're heading because the guys off the bench are starting to play and really assume, their roles, and our defense seems to be getting better, and all of that points in a good direction.
Kind of just piggybacking off that question, in the last game, there was kind of a gut punch at the end, and you guys responded as you did today against the Celtics, who have the best record in the league, and you've had a lot of success at home, but not on the road. So what is having a win like this? Draymond Green called it a statement win in the hallway. What does having a win like this kind of do for you guys as you approach this road trip?
Yeah, it's a tough trip, and you always want to leave home with a win before you go out on the road, just to get a little momentum and feel good on the flight and all that. But it's going to be a tough trip. A lot of good teams, but great challenge for us, and we feel like this win should give us a little confidence, and hopefully it carries over, and we have a good trip. Thank you.